Hey friends, Michael Butler. We're live right now. I'm very excited because we're kind of behind the scenes here and promoting an event we're doing at Jeff Crilly, Real News PR Studios. How you doing today,
Hey,
Jeff?
good. I'm thrilled to be on the show.
Well, we're having an event right here in Dallas next month, and we're going to be bringing some guests on today. In fact, just really quick, Daniel Gomez, Mr. Sticker Shock himself, is right here. How you doing, Daniel?
Woo! What's going on, my man? I'm pumped up. Big
Are you
D,
pumped
here
up?
we come. Woo!
Hey, we're really excited to talk about branding today. And Daniel just had an event in San Antonio. He's one of our top authors. His book, Sticker Shock, which he really helps car dealerships around the country improve their bottom line. So he's got his studio there in San Antonio, and he'll be with us here. In fact, he should definitely be on the Jeff Crilly show. So Jeff, kind of tell us your story. You're an Emmy-winning journalist.
Sure.
In television, and then you made the big switch at one point. You said, enough of this, I'm going to do my own deal. So how'd that happen?
Yeah. So it started with a book. So I'm a big fan of the book. So I wrote a book in 2002 called Free Publicity, A TV Reporter Shares the Secrets to Getting Covered on the News.
Great book, by the way.
Thank you. I sold 70,000 copies of the book through speeches. I was often doing 2 speeches a day and then going into work at Fox 4 in Dallas. So it was like breakfast speech, lunch speech, go to work at
Now,
Fox
I've told your story before because you've spoken to a lot of Rotary clubs.
I have. I'm so glad I did the Rotary thing, though. I run into a lot of authors who they want to start off with a big convention, and I said, no, you don't want to start off with a big convention. You want to start off with a Rotary club where you can make some mistakes.
That's smart. That's brilliant. And I think you sold a lot of books, and you probably picked up a lot of customers that way.
Yeah, a ton of customers.
Now, we're live on Instagram over here, and we're live on about 10 platforms here. Now, Daniel, we talk a lot about the power of branding, and everybody just left your event with an awesome sizzle-reel. You're going to be here helping me host in the Oprah Studio, which we're going to take a look at in a minute right now. I mean, that's a hot studio.
It's awesome. It can fit up to 50 people when we're not social distancing, and 50
people
people looks like 500 people on TV. It's really kind of cool.
Well, it's super awesome. You got high definition cameras in there, and you're going to do some amazing things for us. But let's talk about the future of podcasting. Daniel's got a top-rated business podcast in America. Daniel, tell us about your podcast. You've had Evan Carmichael on. You're going to have Mark Victor Hansen on. You're going to have Jeff Crilly on soon.
Yeah.
How many episodes have you had, and where are you ranked right now?
Man, well, you know what? When I broke the top 200, it's amazing. It's something that starts with the vision, and then you just take it from there. But to have Evan Carmichael, one of the top YouTubers in the world, on there, actually, his episode just almost is going to hit 4,000 views, which is crazy. But it's just taking action, and I love adding value to people. So we're going to have Mark Victor Hansen on there. We've had Alex Stern. And then we've also had the great Michael D. Butler, right?
Constant Contact, yeah.
Constant
Contact. And you had Michael Butler in there on hairstyles and men's grooming trends. So.
Yeah, and we also had one of the top female motivational speakers in business, also Forbes Riley. She sold over $2 billion in products. So
on home
it's
shopping.
been amazing. Yeah, and one thing I want to share this, Michael, is one thing that I'd like to emphasize in business is that business is like sports. If you don't have confidence, you're not going to win. So something that we talk about in my podcast is winning with confidence. You have to have confidence because it doesn't matter how you are. Even the greats, right? Think of Michael Phelps. When he lost his confidence, he had to hire a new coach and get things reorganized. Because once you lose your confidence, you're done. It doesn't matter how great you are. And we all go through that.
Well, we've got Global Elite Speakers Bureau. We're really excited about that, Daniel. You're part of that. And I know you've done lots of speeches over your life, paid speaking gigs, but you've also inspired and motivated a lot of people to write their books, Jeff, and launch their speaking careers. How have you encouraged people to pivot during the pandemic?
So I tell people this is a great time to work on your business, not in your business. In fact, our business actually grew by about 30% during this downturn.
Yeah, we did
because
too.
So many entrepreneurs are at home and they're bored, frankly, and they get invited on a podcast and they're like, that was kind of fun. Who's been talking to me about podcasting?
Yep.
Oh, Crilly's been talking to me about podcasting.
Crilly's been talking. Crilly's been talking. Well, I know you've been able to get Dan Snell, the Winsome candidate, a political commentator, talking about, Joe Biden, Donald Trump, Kamala Harris, and there's going to be a flurry of activity around. And, help the book. In fact, we were, our friends here, they are COVID authors, and they're called the Homeschool Architects. Right in the midst of COVID, they've got a lot of people calling them. And before I could do their practice interview on the Author Spotlight, Channel 3 in Connecticut came to their house and interviewed them as the Homeschool Architects with their book called Help the Book. So I know you're going to be able to keep them very, very busy. But I want to talk about this event we're doing next month, September 28 and 29. A lot of people have been stuck in their homes in California and New York. They're flying into Dallas. Some of them were able to be a part of Daniel's great event in San Antonio. Some couldn't, but they need the photos. They need the sizzle-reel. They need the interviews, and they need the exposure of being on stage with their book being introduced to stage. Now, a little bit later, we're going to get to go peek in at the Oprah Studio. Now, Daniel, you've been speaking a lot during the pandemic, both virtually and in person. I mean, you took a chance at renting the Norris Conference Center in the middle of a pandemic when everything was shutting down. What advice do you have for entrepreneurs, authors, and speakers to really pivot, leverage, and be profoundly positioned in 2021?
Well, everybody says that you said that magic word, pivot. You can't pivot with the same old mindset. You have to have a paradigm shift in your mind. And one thing that we talked about in our Speaker Academy is that COVID is a blessing. COVID equals opportunity. The news is teaching you that COVID is doom and gloom, and that's nonsense. COVID is opportunities. I want to say it again. COVID is opportunities. COVID equals success. Because if it wouldn't have been for COVID, Mike, think about this. The two biggest things that have happened in my life, besides my kids and my wife, of course, and meeting you, and is I started the Daniel Gomez Inspire Show. That was because of COVID. And then we had Speaker Academy, which we wouldn't have had because I would have been touring the country speaking. So I would say that because of that, I took action. And you have to invest in yourself. You have to get rid of that employee mindset, and you have to develop a successful business mindset. Even though I put up thousands of dollars for this event, and I was like, man, is anybody going to come? We had talks, right? Me and you talked about it. We're like, just do it. And you need a Michael Butler in your corner. I'm going to say this. I love this guy. I respect him. But everybody needs to collaborate, and they need a Michael Butler in their corner, because when you have one person that believes in you, you go from 0 degrees to 212, right? And the thing about this, 211 degrees, water does not become steam. Water is nothing.
Yep.
It's nothing. But at 212 degrees, the steam will move a locomotive. So who are you hanging around with that's taking you 1 degree hotter, like a Michael D. Butler is for Daniel Gomez? And look, we changed lives. Jeff, people were talking about the event. I just got off a podcast, and they were like, man, I can still feel the energy, because greatness creates greatness. And one thing that I want to say, when you perceive yourself, this is what stops us, Michael. When you don't perceive yourself as a winner, when you don't perceive yourself as a champion, when you don't perceive yourself as a successful business owner, you're not going to succeed. And you have to change the way you perceive yourself, because when you change the way you perceive yourself, then Michael D. Butler sees you in a different way. Jeff sees you in a different
reality.
Yes.
Well, you a new reality for a lot of people, because you get people on the news. We're going to go to lunch in a little bit and strategize and talk. Now, Daniel, I'm very excited because you're coming with me to speak in Toronto. You're coming with me to speak in Pakistan this year. And the day we land back in Dallas from Pakistan, you've got a speaking event. So virtual speaking and real-time speaking gigs. And the Global Elite Speakers Bureau is pre-launching now. It's in beta. We're advertising and marketing that site already. So if you're a paid public speaker, you're going to want to be on that site. Mark Victor Hansen's on that site. Dr. Sonia Stribling, Forbes Riley, Alec Stern, Jeff Crilly is a part of that Global Elite Speakers Bureau. But go ahead and RSVP now to authorredcarpet.com. We're going to be here in the studio for 2 days, having a great time, featuring some awesome speakers like Daniel. Jeff Crilly will be here. This is his home base. This is his studio. It's just a beautiful shot. We're going to give you a little shot here. Some of you will be blessed enough to be on the Jeff Crilly show, and that's the beautiful. Now you put about $300,000 or $500,000 into the studio. So tell us that story.
I put in $300,000 so far, and I'm about to spend another $200,000. And the idea is essentially giving commercial television to podcasters. I discovered that pretty much, and this describes podcasters universally, they all want to be the talent. They don't want to be the technician. Right?
It's a lot of work.
They just want to show up and be on camera. And so we take we take all of the technical stuff off of the podcaster. They just show up, they interview somebody, and they leave, and we take care of everything else.
Beautiful. There's one of our Ziegler certified speakers right there. Charlotte Anderson is going to be a part.
That's awesome.
So Charlotte knows you. Of course, we're going to invite Tom Ziegler and Trinell Walker.
Awesome.
You know, the Trinell Effect. He's one of our great authors. Charlotte will be sharing her vision and her plan for her business 2021 and beyond. So I just want to thank you, Jeff, for creating such an awesome space for us here.
And I saw the pictures when y'all were there last week, Michael. Man, that's it, Jeff. That's if I had another thumb, I would give you 3 thumbs up.
Jeff, what we've done here for this author, redcarpet.com. I've dropped my glasses, so I'm flying blind. But no, it's all right. Check this out, Jeff. I can see. I'm just playing with the audience a little bit.
Well done. Well done.
Yeah, so it's going to be a lot of fun, and I think we can create some win-wins. I know C. Ray Collins and his podcast, Thought Talk here, and Dr. Lori was one of your early interviews, she's coming back to be on the C. Ray Collins Thought Talk podcast. So just some great win-wins, and Charlotte's watching live, says love you all, and you're not far from the Ziegler corporate headquarters right here. It's just right over here. So
that's cool.
So go ahead and sign up, guys. It's authorredcarpet.com. It's not going to last long, and we're going to go take a peek maybe at the studio. So thanks, Jeff. Okay. I really appreciate that. Now, Daniel, what would you say to somebody that's really hesitating on investing in themselves? Thank you so much. And says, I've got my wife or my spouse, my husband here that I've got to create some quick ROI on this. What would you say to them?
You're never going to get a quick ROI if you never take quick action. You have to take action. You have to just go in there and make it. Because if you don't bet on yourself, no one's going to bet on you. Michael, I put up thousands to have Speaker Academy, but the return wasn't just a monetary. It was just the fact that we sold into other people. And by that, I got a referral for a client and I got a new client. So the main thing is this, is if you stay there doing nothing, just imagine a pond, Michael, and just imagine your business being a pond and the water in a pond is stagnant, smelly, and stinky. You want your business to be a raging river of water. And when you get that raging river, when you have that raging river flowing, that's where currency flows. That's where the blessings flow. So you have to take action and you have to believe in yourself. And right now, if you want an opportunity, this COVID thing's going to be breaking loose here within the next quarter. So if you're not prepared, and this Author Red Carpet event's going to give you an opportunity to get footage, to get pictures. And just, Michael, I want to share this because many of the speakers and authors at the Speaking Academy, at Sticker Shock Speaking Academy, were just like, wow, this was amazing. I wish so-and-so would have come. This is an awesome opportunity to get that scissor reel because no one's going to hire you. And I'm not discounting virtual events, but I respect them. But there's something different. There's something magical when you're speaking on stage. And when you speak on a live stage, I think that's what more than half of our attendees at the Speaking Academy were just happy to be speaking on a live stage and have a live audience. And it reminds me of one of the pastors that just came out on TV Monday, right? He was like, I had people in my congregation in San Diego. I was like, I didn't know what to do. And it was just, it's a difference when you have a live audience than a virtual camera, Michael. And you got to be prepared because it's not if it opens up, but when it opens up, if you're not prepared, you're going to miss the boat, Michael.
Well, this is a way to get miles ahead, invest in yourself, and check it out. We've got different packages there. If you're a Beyond author, you save 30% right out of the gate. And this is something that it's our goal and passion to help you make your ROI back, to get your speaker sizzle reel, to get your profile up on Global Elite Speakers Bureau. We market that site. Very specific niche topics. We've got contracts. We're out there marketing you and positioning you for expert status. And then we've got a podcast network to push you through, including places like this with Jeff Crilly, who's gotten a number of our authors on the news recently, like Christine Grant, like Dan Snell. And it's just beginning for a lot of them because they're experts in their niche. I know, Daniel, you're going to be speaking a lot this coming year, not only on a lot of studios and a lot of stages, but also internationally. So thanks for joining us, guys, and more to come. I'm going to stay tuned for in fact, take a little walk with me, Daniel.
Let's do this. Let's check out this studio. Wow, I'm excited to be there, man. I want to fly over there right now.
It's pretty epic. Check it out. I'm going to show you. So we got the camera going on.
That's the studio we're going to be in.
Yep. Yep, that's the Jeff Crilly studio.
Ladies and gentlemen, If you want to become a top author, a great speaker, you need to be at this event here in Dallas, Texas. AuthorRedCarpet.com.
How you doing? All right, they're just wrapping up the interview right there, and this is the stage you're going to be on.
Wow.
So take it to the stage right there. And so you can be interviewed or you can keynote right here. And let me give you a shot. This is called the Oprah Studio. It seats 50 people in the Oprah Studio. They got 4 HD cameras here. They've got splitters. They've got all the equipment. They've got all the back engineers in the back room and stuff like that. But just a beautiful shot right here, guys. And we're going to be in here from 5 to 7 on the 28th. So we're going to have nice lighting back here. And your branding will be up here when you're speaking or being interviewed. Depending on which package you come in at is how much time you're actually going to have on stage. But you can see the light here. I just came out of hair and makeup. And give you a shot of the lights here, Daniel.
Man, wow.
Just pretty epic. And so they're going to do the lower thirds for us. They're going to have all the branding. And this is just a first class. That's why they call this the Oprah Studio, because it's got all the branding and the lights in downtown Dallas at the Galleria. So thanks for tuning in. Get signed up because this is going to fill up really, really quick. Thanks for being with us.
I'll tell you what, Michael, I've been speaking for a while professionally, and I've never had a chance to speak in a studio of that caliber. So given this opportunity, man, I'm going to jump on it. If you don't miss this opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, you got to take action. You have to take action.
Massive action.
If you don't take action, right? Charge forward right now.
Boom. Make it happen. Now's your time. You've got a message the world needs to hear. So obey your heart, follow your inner leading. You know it's time, and no one's going to respect your message unless you respect your message and you say yes and you answer the call, because now is the time. I just love these lights, man. And I tell you, I priced some of these lights, and you could put together this studio yourself for about $500,000. But you know, that might be chump change for Daniel Gomez. But I'd rather just come over here to this studio in downtown. We're calling this the Beyond Studios, Beyond Publishing Studios at the Galleria in Lincoln.
Boom, let's do this, man. I'm excited to be part of it. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're an author, aspiring speaker, don't miss this event. You're going to be disappointed.
Boom, you will have missed out. We're only doing it once this year, only one time this year, and this is it.
All right, man. Well, I look forward to seeing you there, Michael. Thank you so much for having me be a part of it. I'm honored to be a part of it.